T-Squad Rise Up, is your boy Temzy, back here again with another video. And I know I said I wouldn't be doing news videos anymore, but times have been tough on the channel. Jesus! But tough times never last.
Only tough people last.
In this video, we're going to be looking at a brand new official trademark, a callback to Zippo, and some other juicy leaks that everyone has been talking about. So before we jump into all this madness, be sure to slap that like button like it owes you money and hit that subscribe so I can get to 10k and finally pay my rent. Oh, and join the Discord. So without any further ado, let's jump right in. So, about 2 days ago, there was a mysterious tweet in Japanese with the words Sonic Frontiers smacked down in the middle. Looking further at the tweet, there are 4 images attached that show some kind of application with more text, numbers, and the words Sonic Frontiers appearing once again. Could this be the new name for Sonic Rangers? The plot thickens. Also, this was such a big deal that it was trending on Twitter instead of like Sonic Unleashed, which trends like every week. Which is fine, by the way. We stand Unleashed in this house. Don't get it twisted. Best Sonic game, the GOAT. Anyways, after translating the text from Japanese to English, we are left with Trademark of the Week, SEGA. Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Frontier without the S, Hero of Light and Darkness, and Shining Force. So it turns out that the name Sonic Frontiers was actually trademarked by SEGA on the 8th. Yeah, it's official. IGN was so psyched that their intern for Twitter made a pretty funny tweet that was shortly deleted. SEGA recently filed a trademark for a game called Sonic Frontiers, which may well be the name for the sequel movie coming in 2022.
Hey my man, is he buzzing?
I love how they literally start by talking about a game trademark and somehow links it to the second upcoming Sonic movie. My guy, what possessed you to make this tweet? You absolute spanner, why would you do this? Are you slow? Think before you post, my nigga. Anyway, if you're wondering about the Shining Force part and whatnot, it's just another SEGA IP. Nothing to do with the Sonic, so don't worry about it. It's also worth noting that this exact title has been spotted in a SEGA survey by Sonic fans before. This makes things a bit more interesting. So, there are 2 possible outcomes of this situation. Number 1, Rangers is being renamed to Frontiers. Possibility number 2, there will be 2 Sonic games, Rangers and Frontiers. Which would be kind of cool actually, since I've literally not seen anyone else mention this possibility. Just saying. But for convenience sake, let's just assume that Rangers is becoming Frontiers and just call it that from now on, seeing as literally everyone else too. Man, Jaden's not gonna be happy. He really liked the name Sonic Rangers. Okay, trademark aside, let's pay a visit to our old friend Zippo. If you have seen my previous Sonic news videos, that would make you very based by the way, or anyone else for that matter, you've pretty much heard this name before. He's a notorious leaker that mainly focused on Nintendo games, but recently started doing Sonic leaks. And by recently, I mean 6 months ago, lol. He's pretty much unanimously hated by the entire Sonic fanbase, which is a pretty big accomplishment because these people literally never agree on anything. Oh god, they're gonna come for me next, aren't they? Oh no. Anyway, he's pretty much known for getting everyone's hopes up just to dash him back on the floor. But you have to give him credit because he pretty much predicted Sonic Origins and Sonic Colors Ultimate. Even though he was super wrong about the dates. And the Adventure remakes. And Sonic Generations Ultimate. Wait, where was I going with this? Okay. Long story short, Zippo is pretty much inconsistent, but he was right about Frontiers being the name. So for now, let's continue keeping a close eye on it. Yeah, there's actually nothing in here. This is just a prop. Okay, so we know Frontiers has been officially trademarked. At some point in time, SEGA will release a game with that title, whether 2022 or not. But now, let's quickly talk about the juicy stuff. I got some leaks. Don't go anywhere. By the way, the leaks that we're about to go through are coming from a way more reliable source than your average garden variety run-of-the-mill 4chan leaks. Oh god, that was a really long sentence. But yeah, the source of this is from someone closely affiliated with the almighty Tales channel. So already I have more faith in this leak, pretty much any other that's been mentioned before. Big shout out to my guy Daki for allowing me to basically regurgitate some of his video. Sorry if I said that wrong, by the way. Link to his original video will be in the description below and around here. Yep. Yeah, the thing should like slide. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do for the remainder of this video is that I'm going to pick a few, not all of them. If you want to see all of the leaks, I will link his video. We're gonna go through a select few, the most juicy ones. Then I'm gonna say my opinions, my predictions, and yeah, let's see what this guy has to say. Okay, straight away, first question, we're jumping in. How did it start? The source says, demo starts with the title screen saying Sonic Rangers, working title with a beautiful panoramic view of the world in the background. Orchestral music playing, don't recognize the theme. You're given the choice between Japanese and English text. Okay, the first thing I'm going to say about that is, of course, we know it's not Sonic Rangers anymore, it's Sonic Frontiers, unless, of course, these are two different games. I don't even know whether I want there to be two different games, because I'd rather get like one solid Sonic title instead of like two mediocre ones, but like whatever, man, let's just keep it moving. How did the game look visually? Source says, stunning. It was on a high-end PC that was outputting LCD, but I was very much impressed. There is a problem though, it's got Sonic 06 vibes, to be honest. As in, Sonic does not fit into the environment he's in at all. The enemies look straight out of Breath of the Wild and Dark Souls. It's rather jarring. Okay, first thing I'm gonna say about that is, I'm actually not mad about that. That could be an interesting, I don't know, everyone has their own thing that they're into, but like, I'd find it very interesting to see like Breath of the Wild type enemies in a Sonic game. It could work because we had those enemies from Sonic Unleashed. I like them. I don't know if anyone else liked them. You know, the night section, those little goblins, and yeah, I pretty much like that. But then again, it might not be everyone's cup of tea, so I understand how the source may not be happy about this. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, what could you buy in the tower / shop? Source says 3 things: the aforementioned spin cycle, lightspeed dash, and the stomp attack. Oh, and by the way, all of the UI tools were just Forces assets, lol. So obviously a placeholder. Okay, first of all, that spin cycle thing from the leaks, that name still reminds me of a washing machine, but I'll be really interested to see how they're going to implement that, because the boost formula is really going to be in this game, apart from the cyberspace levels, but that's another leak, another video, blah blah blah. Yeah, but I'm really interested to see how that will go. Lightspeed dash, I'm happy that that's becoming a base move for Sonic, because it has been since the Adventure series, and then recently they just allocated it to like a fucking wisp. Like, I did not like that. Why do I need to use the hover wisp or the lightning wisp to lightspeed dash? It's something Sonic has been able to do since 1999. But yeah, I'm happy that that is returning as one of Sonic's staple moves. It should be. The stomp, standard stuff. If it's not the stomp, it's the bounce. It's in every modern Sonic game. Standard stuff. As for the UI tools, I wouldn't really worry about that, because like, one, Forces UI was one of the few things about Forces that I absolutely loved. Like, no complaints. Sonic Forces UI. I know people will be complaining about like the simplifying shit and you know, the simplifying logos and everything's going flat, but I feel like they really killed it. People were calling it a Persona 5 knockoff, but I liked the Sonic Forces UI. Maybe I should make like an appreciation video for Sonic Forces. Comment down below if you want me to do that. But yeah, it is common in the games industry to like reuse assets from your previous game in your new game as placeholder. It's a common thing. They're not going to spend time making new UI assets when half of the game isn't even done. They're not gonna waste their time on that. So yeah, practicality. Okay, an important one, level design. Source says, I thought the level design for the platforming / puzzle challenges to be decent, although very simple. No idea how much of this will be in the final game. Felt traditional in the Sonic sense. Apologies if that's fake. I mean, if the level design is better than Lost World and Forces, then it's already an improvement. If it's better than Gens, then I will be adequately pleased. If it matches Unleashed, then oh, we're gonna have a hell of a time. How did Sonic look? Source. This is probably the best he's looked in about a decade. I almost thought they threw in the Unleashed model in there for a second. It definitely isn't his Forces model. I played that garbage too many times throughout its development, and this was much more in line with older games. He animated well, he has got plenty of his usual idle animations, and he's got the usual modern edge you'd expect. The CGI trailer is accurate to how he'll look. For the Switch version, no idea. Okay, this is good. A couple of things to talk about here. The CGI trailer for Sonic Forces had him looking a bit different to how he ended up in game. In game, he looked a bit more pale. But yeah, if Sonic is looking better than he did in Unleashed, I'll be pretty happy with that, my guy. I was not a fan of the Forces look. So yeah, I'm happy to hear that. I'm not even gonna comment on the Switch line. We know Switch ports are doo-doo half of the time. I won't say all of the time, I'll say half of the time. DLC. Source says, one thing I will tell you guys is that these games made now, like pretty much every other open world game it is in this era. Heck, even Nintendo's doing it now. Developers are turning to long-term DLC plans in order to recoup costs on these very expensive games. I would be stunned if there isn't an expansion pack / seasons pass announced soon after or even before the game launches. Okay, I'm mixed on this. I am always happy to see more DLC if it's like a brand new like level area, new cosmetics, shit like that. Stuff that like actually makes an impact. Sure, I'll support the devs. Always support the developers. If it feels like an in-app purchases thing, because you know how Genshin Impact is. It's just a pay to win Breath of the Wild. I mean, I haven't actually played it, but from what I've seen, it's a pay to win Breath of the Wild. And I hope the game doesn't end up like that. But if they drop like 1 or 2 DLCs, it's a hefty one too, with like a new level area, I'll be more than happy to pay £10 or 15 quid or what, however much it's gonna cost for the DLC. Well, DLC is a good thing. Breath of the Wild moment. The source also mentions, oh, and yes, there is a Breath of the Wild moment. There's a cliff area where Sonic can stand and look over the surrounding area. It was beautiful, but it was a very blatant aping of current trends. I don't blame them for doing this. They're doing an open world, they have to do some shit like that. Breath of the Wild was the fucking blueprint, man. I love that game. I might do a live stream on it. Alright, this is the most important one. Control. Source says, as for Control, I'm surprised you didn't ask sooner. But this is why I'm fairly certain very little of Force's DNA is in this game. It doesn't feel anything like that at all. Forces controlled like total garbage, and I made sure to tell them that. He felt really good to control. The boost error control seems like something they've done away with, and it makes sense as to why. The way Sonic functions in something like say Unleashed is not something that would work in an explorative open world game. You would need full 360-degree control of Sonic, and that's what they've given him here. I wouldn't say it's adventure because I honestly can't remember the last time I played it, but it's definitely not Lost World either. I'd put it somewhere between those. I noticed that Sonic would pick up speed slightly downhill, but I'll need to play it again to check. He acted appropriately to terrain that I remember because there are challenges when you ran on walls. Can't compare to how fast he was in the previous game, but he seemed the same speed in cyberspace levels. Sounds promising. So what I'm deducing from this is either the leakers are borrowing elements from earlier leaks or this shit is real. I'm hoping it's the latter. But yeah, the stuff about running on walls, I'm very happy about that. The Lost World's parkour system was very under implemented. Can I say that? It wasn't implemented correctly. That's basically it. So the last thing the source mentions is there are no wisps in sight and you collect boost energy by collecting rings. If you ever run out of any, a gold girl would appear out of nowhere and give you more and say, Sonic! Okay guys, that's basically it for this video. Let me know if you enjoyed so I can make more and actually have an efficient upload schedule for once. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed so we can reach 10k, and join us in the next video where I'm going to be cooking up a fresh concept logo and box art for Sonic Frontiers. It's going to be a banger. Oh, and Temzy show episode 3 is still being edited, so hang in there guys, it's coming. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Temzy out. Peace.